All right, so first couple minutes here, we're gonna do some inchworms, but we're gonna add in a scorpion to the bottom of it. So it looks like this. I start with my feet hip distance and I do just a little gentle back bend by driving the hips forward. Then I'm gonna sweep my arms to my side, forward fold. I walk out to a plank and then I'm gonna lower all the way down to the floor, extending both arms out like a T. From here, I'm gonna bend my right knee, lift my right leg up and over, and I try to get that right foot to my left hand as my right arm reaches away from me. And then I do the other side. Left leg goes up and over, and then watch my left arm, I'm gonna reach away. Then I come back through up dog, down dog. Pedal the feet out, and then walk the hands to the toes. Did you guys get all that? We're gonna spend 2 minutes doing that. Go ahead and start whenever you're ready. And as always, if you have questions, please let me know. Also, any variation of this inchworm is great. So if something's calling you, just do it. Or if something's not feeling good, don't do it. Remember to breathe. Nice, you guys. We're gonna switch on to our second little mobility flow. So whenever it makes sense to rest, we'll just start on the hands and knees on the mat. So this one we'll start in child's pose with really wide knees. So take your knees out nice and wide, big toes touch. You're gonna reach the hips back, reach the arms forward. Take the forehead to the floor and just sink down. Then the hips are gonna drive forward and then you're gonna pull your heels in towards you. Squeeze the glutes here, shoulders pull down. And then just repeat that. We're just here for about a minute. Child's pose. And then extension. Pull the heels in. Great way to stretch the quads, wake up the hips and the spine. Good, make sure you're breathing. If any of these stretches feel too intense to breathe, let's back off. Good, just 20 more seconds. Big inhales. Squeeze the glutes when the hips drive forward. Good. Next, we're going to move into the best stretch ever. So if you know it, go ahead and start it. If you don't, here's a little demo for you. I'm going to start in a high plank. Bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And then we want to try to round and reach this right elbow to the floor. Then the right arm sweeps up into a rotation. Look up, reach up. Then I come back to high plank. Other side. Reach down, reach up, and switch. Feel free to add on any of these, add on to anything, add in the hamstring stretch. If there's variations of this that you want, just take it. Good, 30 seconds. Good, in about 10 seconds, I'm gonna have you guys come into a downward facing dog and then just hold for a minute. I'm gonna build some heat in the body. Ready, set, and switch. So here's what I'm looking for, hands a little wider than the shoulders. Good, just lift those hips up and hold. Big deep breaths. Wiggle around here if you want to press one heel down at a time to the floor. Shift the hips around. Try to squeeze those arms really straight, like you're pushing the floor away from you. Look at the wall behind you. Back of the neck is nice and long. Good, 15 seconds. And then walk your hands to your toes. Our next warm-up exercise will come into a low squat. So you're gonna take your feet a little wider than your hips. Toes angle out, we'll sink down into that low lunge. From here, fingertips come to the floor, right leg comes behind you, right knee goes to the floor. Then I'm gonna reach my arms overhead, tuck the tailbone, and drive the hips forward. Then I come back, hands to the floor, low lunge, I sit the hips down, push the knees wide, then I come into the other side. Let's go for a minute. If you don't want to go into that low squat, hold. Come onto your back, and then we'll come into a hip extension hold. So just hold here. Yep. You got it. Let's go for another 30 seconds. Sink into those hips. You got it. Awesome, and next time you're even on both sides, go ahead and rest. Here's our next exercise, knee pull-ins into a hollow hold. So I'm gonna time you for a minute. I start on my back, I'm gonna pull my knees into my chest and give them a hug. Pull in tight. Then I'm gonna extend the limbs. Come into a hollow hold for 5 seconds. Push your lower back down, and then I pull my knees back in. So you guys are timing your own 5-second hollow hold. I'll time the minute. Go ahead and start when you're ready. Knees pull in tight, and then extend and get long. Just make sure that low back is sealed to the floor. Hold for 5 seconds. Feel that front side of the core really fire up, and then pull the knees back in. That's it. To scale back, incline your legs. Maybe your legs extend up for the hollow hold and then pull it. So if you notice the lower back popping up off the floor when you extend the limbs, that's when you want to start inclining the legs. Good, 10 seconds. Good, and rest. Next, we're gonna move in to our 6-minute AMRAP. So I'm gonna set the clock for 6 minutes, and I want you guys to go through as many rounds of these 3 exercises as you can. Exercise 1, single leg bridge. So if you have a couch or a chair that you can put your heel up on, let's do that. So I wanna get my bum as close to this prop as possible, and then it's 5 reps on each side. Slowly drive the hips up and slowly let them come down. 5 on each side. Then I'm gonna come onto my back. I'm gonna do 10 lower body rotations on each side. Or excuse me, 10 total, 5 on each side. So I take my legs, I'm bracing with my arms, and I let them drop side to side. Now the straighter your legs, the harder it is. Lastly, side plank, but we're gonna take this top arm, reach under, and then up. So we wanna try to get the forearms parallel, and then up. To scale this back, drop that bottom knee, here to here. Make sense? So I'm gonna give you guys 6 minutes, starting with single leg bridge. So scoot your bum as close to that prop as you can. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Take your time here, you guys have 6 minutes. 5 reps of these on each side. 5 single leg hip extension, or otherwise known as single leg bridge. Go slow on the way down. That's where all the resistance happens. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Feel that hamstring engage. That's it. Lower body rotation, all about the obliques. I like to stay crunched up like this, like I'm in a hole, but you don't have to. You can keep your head on the floor. Knees drop side to side. Use your core to lift the legs up. Extend the legs straighter for a harder variation. Feel the obliques, the muscles in the side of your core. It's 10 total, 5 on each side. Nice, you guys, that looks great. Slow and steady. Good, when you get to the plank, try this from the elbow. Hips lift, forearm comes all the way to the floor, so those forearms are parallel, and lift right back up. That's it. And squeeze the shoulder blades together at the top. So it's almost a little bit of this cat-cow, right? It's this to this. That's it. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you reach the arm up. It's 5 on each side. Good. You got it. And then once you're done with those side planks, you're going to cruise back to the single leg bridge. We're a little over 2 minutes in. Somewhere between 2 or 3 rounds of these exercises would be amazing. Good, halfway, 3 minutes to go. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and everyone rest. Nice job, you guys. Let's go over. Grab some water here if you need it. Do whatever you need to do to situate yourself. And then I'm going to go over the movements in the strength set. So just one dumbbell or kettlebell. So 30 seconds of each of these exercises, all with the weight in the right hand. Then we'll rest for 30 seconds and then do all the exercises with the weight in the left hand. So first one, offload deadlift. So right arm is loaded. I'm gonna roll my shoulder blades back and down, push the hips back. Tap the front side of the dumbbell to the floor, then drive to full extension. Make sure your back is so flat. You don't want any rounding. This is not a good way to take care of your back. You want that really flat, strong spine. So 30 seconds there, then it's 30 seconds of clean. So this can be a muscle clean. It can be a power clean. Right, so you can pull to that front rack position without the dip in the hips. It kind of depends on how heavy your weight is, or land in that quarter squat. Lastly, forward lunge, press, lunge, press. Then we'll rest for 30 seconds. So grab your weight and try a couple reps of each of those. Try a couple deadlifts. See if any questions come up. On the deadlift, very soft bend in the knees. Good. Yep. And then the clean is basically a deadlift, and then you're going to pull the weight up to your front rack. Keep the weight as close to you as you can. There you go. Good. And then try a couple lunge and press. Laura's not going to do that lunge and press. I'm going to have you do push press instead. So it's a dip drive, dip drive. So if your knees are bugging you, if y'all don't want to do lunges, you can do a push press instead. It looks like this. Dip, drive. Make sense? All right. So we're going to go through that 2 times total. So 30 seconds on each movement on the right side. 30 seconds of rest. Then it's 30 seconds of Each movement on the left side, 30 seconds of rest, and then we'll repeat that on the right side and then the left side. So let's put that weight in the right hand, starting with deadlifts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 30 seconds of deadlifts. Reach the hips back. Make sure the weight is into your heels. You want to feel the hamstrings engaging. Keep the upper back engaged, right? Upper back is engaged so that you don't round forward. Good, now switch right into clean on the right side. That's it, we can catch that weight into front rack. Make sure this core is really fired up. Good, switch, lunge and press. Forward lunge if you can, reverse lunge if you need to. Alternating legs. And rest. Good. Take 30 seconds here before we start the other side. Great job. Grip strength. All right, weight goes in the left side. We start in 10. Look down at your feet. Make sure your toes are pointed forward and your feet are right underneath those hip bones. Ready, set, and go. I like to take my opposite arm out like this because it helps remind me to use more of the muscles in my middle back. It helps keep your back flat. 3, 2, 1, and clean. Keep your weight as close to you as you can. Make sure your knees are bent at the bottom of your movement. Don't be in a stiff leg deadlift situation at the bottom, right? You don't want to be like this. Bend the knees. Look forward, back flat. Good, switch. Lunge and press. Alternate legs. Look down at your knee when you're lunging. Make sure knee is pointed over pinky toe and not pointed towards big toe. Good, and rest. 30 seconds here. Then we're going to repeat that right side, left side. Great job, you guys. All right, right side, offloaded deadlift. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Toes are pointed forward. Make sure you can feel the midline engage. As you hinge, we want to feel this fire up so that we don't just use lower back. We want midline working, we want glutes and hamstrings working. Good, switch, clean. That's it. and press. Forward lunge if you can. Reverse lunge if you need to. Other skills include you don't have to press. Maybe you just front rack lunges, and that's fine. Or for people who don't want to use those knees, it's a push, press, push, press. 5, 3, and rest. Good work, you guys. Left side is up. We start in 10. Look down on those feet. Make sure toes are pointed forward. Feet are right under the hips. Ready, set, and left side deadlift. Doing offloaded exercises like this, make your core work a lot more, right? Because you have to use more core strength to keep you in a neutral position. So if you notice shoulders coming to one side, hips coming to one side, do whatever you can do to stay neutral. Switch, clean. So just noticing the body shifting around with this offloaded work. And it's important because in real life, this is usually what lifting things up is. It's usually offloaded. Three, 2, 1, switch, lunge and press. Alternating legs. Remember, when you're pressing, we want that good overhead position where the head comes forward slightly. Your weight should end right above the shoulder, ribs are tucked. 5. And rest. Awesome job, you guys. 30 seconds to rest, and then we're gonna go back to that and wrap. So we're gonna go back to the set of single leg bridge, lower body rotation, side plank with rotation. We start in 10. On your back, feet up on your prop. 3, 2, 1, and go. Single leg. Slow and controlled, 5 reps on each side. Remember, super slow on the way down. You can feel you can feel the resistance takes up a notch when you do that. Notice the shoulders. Try to shimmy those shoulders away from the ears. Good, you guys are about halfway. No need to rush here, just focus on really good positioning. So notice where the shoulders are at. Notice if you can feel your core engaging. And then just make sure you're breathing. Nice, you guys, one more minute. Fifteen seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. If you need to finish up those last couple reps, do it so you're even on both sides. Now we're gonna head back into the strength set. But I wanna show you a couple scales up. Or in other words, these are variations of the exercises that you just did that are just harder. So if you're feeling good and you're feeling strong, you can do these. If you like the variations that you were doing in the last set, keep doing those. You did awesome. So for the deadlift, offloaded, right hand has the weight, and then I'm gonna balance on my left leg. And now can you do a deadlift on just your left leg for 30 seconds? Making sure all those points of performance are the same, right? Back is flat, feeling the glute and hamstring, keep feeling the midline. For the clean, squat clean instead of muscle or power clean. So it's from the floor, and then I'm gonna come all the way into a squat. Reset, get under, and squat. So same technique, you just get into that low squat as quickly as you can. Then, instead of lunge and press, can you do overhead lunges for 30 seconds? You can keep that weight over your head for that interval. Make sense? All right, so take them if you want them. We're gonna start on right side. Right hand has the weight. If you're doing single leg, your left leg is gonna do the balancing. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Whichever variation of deadlift you're doing, make sure you're using your glutes and your hamstrings. If all you feel is your lower back and your neck, let's readjust you. Let's try a little bit more bent through the knees, a little bit straighter spine. Little lift in the chest. If you're on single leg, that right leg lifts up as you hinge over. Good, now switch, clean. Squat clean or power clean. If you're squat cleaning, right when that dumbbell is about to hit the front of the chest, you're in your squat as quickly as you can. So you gotta make that transition quick. There you go. Love it. 3, 2, 1, and lunges. Lunge and press. Or can you hold that dumbbell over your head as you lunge? Nicely done, you guys. Drive through your front heel. Good, making sure that knee is pointing over pinky toe. Get your arm fully extended if you're holding your weight over your head. It's actually harder on your shoulder if your elbows bent. If you can get that full extension, that's when that lat kicks in, that's when the core kicks in. And rest. You have 30 seconds here, shake it out. Great work, you guys. Left side is up, so if you're doing single leg, the left hand has the dumbbell, the right leg is doing the balancing. Ready? Set, and go. Glutes and hamstrings. Lift your left leg up as you hinge. Now, if you are on one leg, make sure that right leg, or the leg that you're balancing on, make sure it's not fully extended. Don't lock out the knee. Soft bend in the knee. Three, 2, 1, switch to a clean. Squat clean or power clean. That's it. Either way, pull it from the floor each time if you can. So you get to incorporate more deadlifts. Love it. Three, 2, 1, switch to lunges, overhead or lunge and press. Got it. Really good, you guys. 10 seconds. And rest. Take 30 seconds here, shake it out, get some water. Then we go back to right side, round 2. This is your last round of this strength set. In 10, if you're single leg, you balance on the left leg. 3, 2, 1, and go. Little lift in the chest. Feel this left glute and hamstring. Really engage. And switch, clean. How can you make your core work more in this movement? Just think about it working, and it will work better. It will work more. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Lunges. Keep breathing. Try to lock out that right elbow. Squeeze it straight. Three, 2, 1, and rest. All right, team, just left side, left. And then we are going to end with one more round of our midline. So when we're done here, back to the floor. All right, left side deadlift. If you're single leg, you're balancing on right leg. Ready, set, and go. Can you feel tension in your upper back as you hinge over? And switch, clean. And switch, lunges. Good, and rest. Nice job, you guys. In 30 seconds, we start our last midline AMRAP on the floor. Feet up onto your prop. 5 single leg deadlifts on each side to start. Ready, get set, and go. Slow on the way down. Shoulders draw away from the ears. You do these lower body rotations. See how it feels to try to keep your shoulders as close to the floor as you can. So kind of pin the shoulders back onto the floor. Nice, you guys, we're about halfway. Last 10, go ahead and finish up the reps of the exercise you're on, and then go ahead and rest. Nice work, you guys. We've got a few mobility exercises to end. So I'll meet you guys on the mat on your hands and knees. All right, first stretch. So we're gonna spend 2 minutes-ish on each of these little mobility flows. So the first one is down dog to pigeon. So here's what I'm looking for. Hands a little bit wider than the shoulders, spread fingers really open. And then downward facing dog, try to push the heels down. Then you're gonna shift forward, left knee to left thumb. Try to extend that right leg straight behind you and then forward fold. Hang out here for a couple breaths, then peel up, tuck the back toe, downward dog. To the other side, pigeon pose. Make sense? Good, we're gonna go, we have a little less than a minute left on this. Awesome. We'll start our next little flow with the right knee forward. So next time you get to a pigeon pose with the right knee next to the right thumb, hold there. From here, you're going to drop your right hip to the floor. And then the left leg is going to sweep all the way around and come to the outside of that right knee. Lift the chest up and kind of pull this knee in towards your chest a little bit. Hopefully you feel some stretching on the outside of this left hip. And then we're going to start turning and twisting over to the left, looking over the left shoulder. If you want, you can bring that right elbow to the outside of that left knee to help initiate the twist, or you can just stay here. Good, and then we're going to come out of this the same way we came in. So we're going to take that left leg sweep behind, and then we'll end in that pigeon pose with the right knee forward. From here, push your hips up into downward facing dog. Push the heels to the floor, and then left knee forward pigeon pose. Left hip drops to the floor. Right leg is going to swing all the way up and around, so it comes to the outside of that left knee. Lift the chest up and give this right knee a little hug, so you can feel the outside of this right hip opening. Get really tall, and then start turning and twisting over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Maybe this left elbow comes to the outside of that left knee to help initiate more of the twist. but don't lose the spine, that really straight upright position. If you start to round, back off a little bit. Good, and then we're gonna come out of that the same way we came in. Right leg sweeps around. Coming back into pigeon pose with the left knee forward. Then press to downward facing dog one more time. This time, shift forward into a plank. Bring your right foot to the outside of the right hand, and then drop your left knee to the floor. Prop yourself up. Shoulders above the hips. We're gonna do a little eagle arm, so take the arms out like a capital T, and then the arms come together. Right arm comes underneath left arm. And then we're gonna try to twist around and try to get the palms together. If this doesn't happen, just reach for opposite shoulders, and this is fine. The goal here is to stretch the back of the shoulders up through the upper back. Now I want you to lift the chest, elbows point up towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna round and tuck the chin and push your hips back so you feel the right hamstring stretching. And then repeat, elbows lift, hips drive forward, chest up, gaze up, and then round, hips shift back. And do that 2 more times on this side. Big inhale, and exhale. 1 more. And then unwrap. Bring your right knee to the floor and then bring your right foot in front, so switch legs. Arms out like a T. And now left arm comes under right arm. Cross around. Try to get the palms together. Same thing, 4 reps of elbows lifting, hips driving, chin tucking, hips pushing back with the breath. Good, when you're done with those 4 reps, make your way up to standing. Last stretch. We'll take the feet out nice and wide. We're gonna take the hands behind us and interlock them. So your hands will look like this behind you. And then we're just gonna try to straighten the arms. So just get them as straight as you can. And then maybe you just hold here. Nice stretch to open up the shoulders, or maybe you hinge from the hips and start coming into a forward fold where the arms lift up and over your head. If you notice your shoulders rounding forward though, scale back, because if the shoulders are in this position, they're not opening. We want the shoulders in this position. So wherever you're at, just make sure and see if you can get those shoulders to open. Nice, you guys come on out of that stretch. And any last stretch you guys want to do, this is the time to do it. I am going to just give you a few announcements. I think a lot of you guys have already heard this, but this is just what I do. I just announce things. So, first announcement is there's no classes tomorrow. You guys know this. So if you want classes and workouts, not classes, but workouts tomorrow, I have some classes recorded. And then I also have a ton of home workouts that are written in TrueCoach, which is the app that I use to send all my programming to you guys. And it's awesome. It comes with little video attachments that will tell you how to do the exercise. We'll show you how to do the exercises. So let me know if you guys need some support with movement tomorrow or this weekend. Shoot me an email. With that being said, I have all the home programming finished for May, so if you guys are doing the True Coach workouts in addition to Zoom and you want to keep doing that in May, let me know because I'll have to assign that to you. It doesn't happen automatically, you have to let me know. I'll be doing that today actually, so let me know today. What else? I'm doing a giveaway. Do you guys see on Instagram or Facebook that I'm giving away one of these sweet Sidekick tools? This is a vibration therapy tool. So it basically has like little texture on it and it vibrates really intensely to help relieve tight muscles, sore muscles, helps with blood flow, helps with joint mobilization. I use it every single day of my life. I'm obsessed with it. And I have a new one that I'm going to give away. So if you want to win one of these, check out how to win it on Instagram or Facebook. You guys are all on my email list, right? So just make sure you're staying in touch with me so I can tell you what's going on with the studio, because at some point things are going to change. I'll need to get equipment back. We're going to do outdoor workouts. I don't know. Something's going to happen. So stay in tune with what's happening by being on my email list. Lastly, if you need new shoes, buy them from Foot Traffic. It's an awesome local company and they're struggling without having races this time of year. So buy some local shoes and they will have them shipped to you, or you can pick them up at their locations. They'll just have them on the curbside for you. All right, that's all I got. Have an awesome rest of the day, you guys. Thank you for being here. I will see you hopefully on Monday.